you remember her laughing when addressing reporters on this, too.
Hey, listen, so I'm going to, hold on. Slow down, everybody. I want to talk about two things. First, Afghanistan.
If the U.S. military had incurred casualties and you knew about it, you should not be laughing. And her statement today wasn't any better. I mean, it was crazy. As I have said, President Biden made the courageous decision to end America's longest war. No. What part about that is courageous? Don't even get me started on your VP guy, Tim Walz. He lied about being in Afghanistan. He lied about his rank. He dipped out of a deployment, lied about carrying weapons of war at war, lied about a DUI, lied about being a head coach, lied about IVF, and is somehow going to lecture us on honor. Hard pass from both of you guys. These people have no clue, no idea of the sacrifice, that feeling of being pinned down by gunfire, not knowing if you're ever going to hug your wife, kids, or parents again. That's a really bad feeling. You think Kamala Harris, God forbid she becomes president, you think she understands the gravity of a decision to send our nation's best on multiple deployments to engage in a conflict like that? Sometimes longer than 16 months with nothing more than 5 minutes of phone call privileges a day, if you're lucky, to hear your kids grow up while you're 5,000 miles away trading lead because you thought, as I did, you were fighting for something bigger, only to have it handed right back over to the same people you've been fighting for the last 20 years. Great job. They never want to issue an apology. No, we're not going to do that. Instead, they're just happy to have drag queens strutting around on aircraft carriers while bodies come home draped in the same flag that Kamala Harris bailed people out for burning. You see why I don't like her? Kamala Harris kicked out anyone who didn't get a vaccine they didn't want or maybe need, and they spent more effort on studying white rage than combat readiness. And then they nominated a guy to pick up their Democrat torch who, by all available information, appears to be guilty of stolen valor. And yet no focus or PR firm or any group has been able to get through to these people and say, hey, what you are doing is completely idiotic. I wouldn't advise my kids or anyone else to join the military either under these circumstances. Look, again, Trump may not have served in the military, but neither did Biden, and certainly neither did Kamala Harris, so stop with that. And I really couldn't care less about the only thing that libs bring up when they talk about Trump, his draft deferments in Vietnam. As someone who served at the tip of the spear, I don't care. Anyone who does is probably a Democrat and wasn't going to vote for Trump anyway, so just shut up. No one wanted to join during Vietnam for the same reason no one wants to join now, because LBJ was president doing similar things, and this administration is right now, not backing up our troops. Trump understands the sacrifices that were made, like today. That's why he was there. I know this guy personally. Every time I talk to him, former president of the United States, got way bigger things to worry about. He thanks me for my service because he remembers and he respects it. Trump's given more to this country than I ever did. And I can say this would not have happened if Trump had been president. I bet that for sure. I bet the farm on that. Oh, how can you say that? Well, because it didn't happen. And it didn't happen under his watch because Trump, he took a satellite picture of a terrorist leader's home, sent it to him, and said, if you kill Americans, I will turn you, your family, your neighborhood into pink mist in Lake America. Because that's how people who actually believe in America sound. How people who put American interests and those we send into harm's way first, and terrorists and stupid political timelines last. That is why Trump was invited by the families of the fallen today. Kamala didn't even bother. These Americans didn't give their lives. They were taken. They were taken by bad policy from the Biden-Harris administration, which, folks, Kamala Harris is picking the torch up for. And anyone else who thinks Afghanistan withdrawal was some kind of a success, you're in that boat too. And if you think I'm wrong, consider this. Seriously, put the partisan crap aside. If your son or daughter right now is at war, think about this. Who do you want backing them up when they get into their first gunfight? You want the social justice warrior and the Democrats with their drag queens and DEI requirements? Or do you want the guy who took the top half of a mountain off with the world's most powerful non-nuclear explosive, the Moab? Stew on that one, libs.